I don't know if you guys remember, but probably about a month, it was at least a month ago, I did a training call on how to lead yourself. And I really encourage you to go back and listen to the, is it Renee A's birthday? Happy birthday, Renee Ansick. Can we see your beautiful face? Where is she? Oh my goodness, I did not know it was her birthday. I never even saw her on Facebook. Let's see, where's Renee A? I don't see her. I know she's in here though. Happy birthday, Renee. You're a trooper, man. I can't believe you're on.
Thank you.
You not celebrate, girl? Why are you on here with us?
We had a dinner tomorrow. We have a early morning tomorrow. We're leaving at 5 a.m. to take my son back to school. So we had dinner and now we're just chilling.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, happy birthday, my dear.
Thank you.
Okay, so so a couple months ago, or around last month, I did a call on how to lead others. And this is just a kind of piggybacking off of that, because trust and believe, we in general are all on a journey to learn how to lead ourselves better. Okay. Like we've never mastered that. Okay. None of us have ever truly mastered how to lead ourselves. And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean that you don't, I don't know how to lead myself. I know how to lead myself, but it takes a conscious effort to do this daily, year after year, month after month. Okay. So now we're going to shift a little bit and we're going to talk about now how you lead others. So once you've committed to leading yourself first, then you can begin to lead others. Okay. And if the thought of leading others kind of intimidates you or it scares you a bit, just think of it as influencing others. Okay. Because leadership, John Maxwell says this all the time. Leadership is literally influence, nothing more and nothing less. Okay. So if you have influence with anyone, then you have the foundation for leading those people. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today is how to increase your influence with others. And then as that happens, what you'll see is that your leadership potential will increase. All right. So in our network marketing businesses, as we do Plexus, this is our business, right? Everybody's an independent ambassador. This is your business. In network marketing, you are given a rank, right? Some of you are silver, some of you are gold, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, emerald, sapphire, and we've got 2 diamonds. Well, yeah, Ray is here. We've got 2 diamonds on here, right? So just because you are given a title or a position, that does not make you a leader, okay? So I want y'all to be really clear on that, because there are people within Plexus that they're emeralds, they're sapphires and diamonds. That doesn't mean they're leading. It really doesn't. There are people who are silvers that are probably leading better than even some jewels. And I know that seems crazy, but trust and believe, I've been around long enough where I have seen it. Okay. So I want you guys to really understand that just because you've been given a position, whether it's in your regular day job or it's in your Plexus business, or you've been given a rank, that doesn't automatically put you in a position where, oh, you're a leader because you've been given a rank. Okay. That does not make you a leader. All right. So what it does do, though, it gives you the opportunity to influence others, which in return will determine your leadership. Okay. So the rank doesn't make you a leader, but it gives you an opportunity to influence others more. Okay. So position is optional. This is what John Maxwell always says. Position is optional, influence is essential, and leadership is critical. Okay. Leadership is critical. Position is optional, influence is essential, and leadership is critical. Okay. And if you want to use your influence with others effectively, then there are 4 L's that we're going to talk about tonight. Okay. These are 4 L's that you're going to consider and embrace. So the first L is live what you say. Okay. The first L is live what you say. And I'll break all these down after I say all 4. Okay. That's the first one. Live what you say. The second one is lift people up by adding value to them. Okay. The third one is love the people you lead. So number 2, again, is lift people up by adding value to them. Number 3 is love the people you lead. And 4, look for the potential leaders to mentor. Okay. Look for potential leaders to mentor. Okay. That is how you increase your influence, which therefore increases your leadership ability. Okay, so we're going to break down each one. So number one is live what you say. Okay. I know most of you have heard the famous Gandhi quote, be the change you wish to see in the world, right? We all know that famous quote. People do what people see. I'm going to say that again. People do what people see. And so that's the reason why you always hear me say, this is a monkey see, monkey do business. Like if you're the people you sponsor see you posting on Facebook, guess what? They're going to post on Facebook. If they see you doing lives or in your stories, they're going to do that. If they see you sponsoring people every single month, guess what? They'll probably start sponsoring people every single month. If they see you attending training calls and hopping on Tuesday tips and attending corporate training events, guess what? They're more likely to do that too. Do y'all pick up what I'm saying? Do y'all get where I'm coming from? So that's in any aspect of your life, okay? Our kids do it too, unfortunately, sadly, right? Our kids, they do what they see, right? So they're like little mini me's. That's what our kids are. They're mini images. They mirror us, okay? And so one of the books that I really encourage you to read, if you have never read a lot of books on leadership, if this just kind of intrigues you a little bit, I highly encourage you to read The 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell. Amazing book. Anything by John Maxwell is amazing, by the way, y'all. And the second book on leadership that is really, really good is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Okay, the 24 irrefutable laws of leadership. And one of the quotes in one of the 21 laws in the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership is the law of buy-in. Okay, and the law of buy-in says that people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. So people are going to buy into you before they buy into the vision. Okay. And that's the reason why I will say it over and over and over and over and over again. What you're putting out there to the world is what people are going to then assume about you, right? They are going to pick up the things that you post about, things that you talk about, things that you're passionate about. If you're super controversial, if you're always like pushing the envelope on stuff, if you're always kind of nice, nasty on your post, and y'all know what I mean by nice, nasty. Y'all know that term, nice, nasty. If you kind of just kind of ugly, but kind of super sarcastic, it's just like, and it's just constant, then guess what? You're going to attract people like that. And then they're going to be a thorn in your side when they join your team. Okay. Been there, done that, wrote the book on it. I've seen it all. Right. And so you have to realize that whatever you want to attract to you, you've got to put out there. So that means that you have to be in alignment, right? If you are posting about, I have a lot of friends back home that they're serious couponers. Coupon was a thing. Coupon's still a thing in some places, right? And they coupon, and I used to kind of coupon too, not hardcore. I never knew how to do that, but I would use coupons back in the day. I still use coupons, but I would like physically get the newspaper and clip coupons, right? I don't do that anymore. I just don't have the time, but I do use coupons. Like I try to use coupons for lots of different things though, going out to eat, all kinds of stuff. So, but I have some hardcore couponers. If I knew some hardcore couponers, they eventually joined my team. The first thing I would tell them is don't post your crap little Debbie junk food things on your Facebook, because you're then out of alignment, right? So that's fine if you want to do that and you want to stash it for your kids, that's fine, but don't post that, okay? Don't put that out there, because no one needs to see that you value getting this stuff just because it's free, right? Because you're supposed to be living a healthier lifestyle, right? And so that's what I mean by being in alignment. So when you think about the fact that the buy-in is only possible when your words and your life match, they've got to match, y'all. Okay. So really evaluate, like, what am I putting out there to people? And then what am I living? Because the people that are in your, everybody's crazy. The people that are in your life, like in your close inner circle, if you put stuff out there and they know it's not true, like, they're not going to buy into what you're doing, right? So you've got to be in alignment. You have to be in alignment. Okay. Now, let me give you a caveat. Does this mean that you have to be perfect and present this picture of perfection on your social media? Absolutely not, because that is horrible too, right? Because that means you're completely like a robot and no one will ever be able to live up to you and your expectations. And so, yeah, they won't relate to that either. So there is a balance. There's a balance. Okay. So when you think about leadership again, if I don't believe it, okay, if I don't believe it, then I'm not going to do it. Okay. And if I don't do it, then I won't ask others to do it. And I want to give y'all an example. I want to express to you why it's so important when I say you have to build your belief. Okay. One of the biggest things that I did when I started Plexus, and I kind of talked about in my Tuesday tip today, because I discussed the fact that, you know, we've been on this crazy, huge trajectory, like this uphill, like crazy momentum rocket ship on our team for the past 5 to 6 months. And as soon as August hit, it started to slow down a bit. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it slowed down just a little bit, right? Well, that's normal. That's totally normal, because that type of crazy momentum doesn't last forever. But a lot of people begin to question themselves, and they begin to question, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Like, what's happening? You didn't do anything wrong. This is the natural progression of any business, right? But what are the things that you could be doing in the downtime, right? Because you may have sponsored 15, 20 people last month, and this month maybe you've only sponsored 6. That means, man, I've got a little bit more time on my hands. You know, I'm not setting as many people up. I'm not having as many conversations with people, you know, so forth and so on. If you're in that position, guess what? Now is the time that you can begin working on that real personal growth, right? Work on building your belief. So what I did in the beginning, in the slow seasons of my business, slower, it was a lot slower than it is now. In the beginning of my business, I would focus on building my belief in these products. So I would learn everything I could about the products. I would build my belief in network marketing. I would read tons of books on network marketing, just because I was new to this. I had never done network marketing before. Network marketing is a legitimate industry. And so if I am going to be a top earner in network marketing, guess what? I needed to become an expert, right? So I would read The 4-Year Career. I would read Beach Money. I would read Eric Worre's, what is Eric Worre's book, Ebony? I would read
GoPro.
GoPro. Thank you, babe. I would read, what's another big one? Rock Your Network Marketing Business. I would read all of these books about network marketing, because guess what? I needed to build my belief in the industry. Okay. The other thing I needed to build my belief in, besides the products, besides the industry of network marketing, I also needed to build my belief in Plexus. So guess what? I would go and I would read about the history of our company. You know, I would go in my back office and I would scour things, and I would just devour anything that was like put in front of me. Back in the day, I would look at literally a diamond documentary every single week, because it would help me build belief in the fact that I could be a diamond too. Okay. The final thing that you want to build belief in is, guess what? Biggest and most important thing is building belief in yourself. Yep, Cheryl, you got it. Building belief in yourself. It is essential, y'all, for you to build belief in yourself, because guess what? You are not going to go very far in this business if you do not have belief that it's possible for you to take this to the top. And even if you don't want to take it to the top, you still need to believe that it's possible. Even if you don't want to, you still need to believe that it's possible, right? So it's really, really important for you to spend that time building belief, because guess what? If you don't believe it, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be projecting to the people that you bring into Plexus and have join your team. You're going to be projecting to them that I don't believe it either, you know? And so therefore I'm not going to do it. Just like the same thing with income producing activities. If I'm telling you, or if your sponsor is telling you, hey, it's really important that you reach out to 6 people a day, or it's really important that you follow up with everyone that you've talked to in the past on Fridays, do your follow-up Friday, or it's really important that you post, you know, 2 to 3 times a week about Plexus, or 3 to 5 times a week about Plexus, and every day post something else that's different from Plexus, so you balance your posts. If I don't really believe that that's essential or that's necessary, then guess what? I'm not going to do it. So that's why this is so important. You have to live what you say. Wallace Wattles, he once said, the world needs demonstration more than instruction. Okay. That is so, so, so true. The world needs more demonstration than instruction. A lot of people feel like, oh, I just needed to tell me what to do. No, I just am going to continue to demonstrate for you what it is that needs to happen. And then you then go do it. It's a lot easier if I go demonstrate. That's the whole reason why I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do diamond reentry. Y'all, I was tired. I'm tired now. I am not trying to go emerald this month at this point. Okay. I am tired. But guess what? I wanted to prove to not only the company, I really wanted to prove to myself that it was possible to be at a place where I was almost really stagnant for a long time in my business, to get out of that stagnation, and then my business skyrocket to the top, and then start over and do it again. Okay. I did that for a reason, because I can show people better than I can tell people, right? I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So that is the whole purpose of living what you say. Okay. Now, the final thing before we move on, y'all, I've got to pause for just a second. I need to turn some lights on. I did not realize it was going to get this dark this fast. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry, y'all. There we go. I thought it was like supposed to get dark at 9 o'clock. Is it like, what's the deal? I guess it is winding down. Summer's winding down. Okay. So the final thing I want to say about living what you say is that when you learn and you live out good values, your positive influence is attractive to others. Okay. This is so, so true. I'm going to say it again. When you learn and live out good values, your positive influence is attractive to others. That's why you've got to be in alignment. You have to, the whole purpose of the reason why I love this network marketing journey is because it forces me to become the best version of myself. Because if I want to build $1 million business, I have to be the best version of myself to attract other people who want to be the best versions of themselves. Right? That's the whole point. So when others see good values in you, such as character, such as commitment, such as teachability, got to be coachable, y'all, such as initiative, servanthood, a positive attitude, personal growth, and also responsibility, they will be able to develop those characteristics in their lives. That's why this journey is so incredible, because you are then influencing others to go become the best version of themselves, right? A research was done at Stanford University, and it said that 80% of what we learn is visual, okay? So living good values allows you to say to others, follow me, and then show them the way, okay? That's what that does. So when you think about the weight of influence, right? And a lot of it's kind of overwhelming when you're just thinking about it like, oh, I'm really influencing others. That's kind of scary, right? When you think about this being the reason why some people become disillusioned when the leader's actions do not live up to their words, okay? Your network marketing business is only going to flourish when your words and actions match. This is so, so important, okay? Because when your words carry weight in the beginning of your journey, meaning when you first start this journey, people don't have really anything to go on because you're just starting. So your words carry a lot of weight in the beginning, but that weight of the influence shifts from what you say then to what you do. Does that make sense? So when you first get started, people are just taking your word for it. But over time, they're no longer taking your word for it. They're watching what you do. Okay. So your actions have more weight than your words over time, right? So they are attracted to what they say, like whatever you say, they're attracted to initially, but then they become disillusioned when your actions do not line up with what you're saying to them. Okay. So this is so, so important that in every aspect of your life, you really are trying to become the best version of yourself. Okay. So number 2 is lifting people by adding value to them. Okay. Number 2 is lifting people by adding value to them. Everything rises and falls on leadership. John Maxwell also says that all the time. Okay. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And really, truly, the best thing that can happen to people is good leadership. Okay. The worst thing that can happen to people is bad leadership, y'all. The worst thing that can happen to people is bad leadership, because leadership is influence, and positive influence blesses others while negative influence curses them. Okay. Positive influence blesses others while negative influence curses them. Okay. So one of the things that I have seen, and I've mentioned John Maxwell a lot, because I'm a John Maxwell coach, so I do a lot of trainings from some of the things that he's written. But I also because I'm a coach, I had to go get certified as a John Maxwell coach, like physically go to Florida and get certified. And he would do all kinds of trainings and demonstrations. He did talks and all kinds of great things. And one of the visuals that he's used is when you think about someone and you're trying to lift them, if you're pushing someone down, right? When you're pushing them down, in order for you to pull that person up, don't you have to get down lower to pull them up? Y'all see what I'm saying? Think of a visual like when you're pushing someone down, okay? In order to pull them up, you have to get down with them in order to pull them up. However, when you are lifting someone up, guess what? You have to raise yourself up in order to lift them up, right? So what does that mean? Okay. When you lift that individual up, the audience sees something different, okay? They see that as you lift the other person, you begin to rise also. So everyone can easily see that what I do to others as a leader affects both of us, okay? That's what I love about this comp plan, because our compensation plan, just so you know, is very different from a lot of other comp plans out there, because a lot of other comp plans almost make you like push people down so that they don't rise up past you. But our comp plan is set up, it's like, no, I want Rhea to surpass me. Like I'm growing a team that I want to surpass me. I don't want to stamp them. I don't want to squash them. I want you guys to surpass me. And so if your comp plan isn't even set up that way, then that means, she said, let's go, boo. Then that means that, guess what? I'm probably not going to do much to help that person rise up past me. I'm probably not going to do that if it's not beneficial to me. And so that's what's so amazing about our comp plan. Okay. Everybody wins. Okay. So I want you to think about this idea that as a leader, you're either someone's weight or you're someone's wings. Okay. I want y'all to write that down. You're either someone's weight or you're someone's wings. I don't know about y'all, but I choose to be wings, which is why you need to always think about practicing how you plan to lift someone up every day. Every single day, I really do think about, okay, what can I do? If it's just one person, sometimes it is just one person. Normally I make a list. I have my planner, and every day, every night, I write names of people that I want to just send a message to. There's somebody that I want to send a pair of earrings to. There's someone that I just want to send a book to. There's someone that I just want to send a personal message to. I'm always thinking about how I can lift someone else up. Okay, so think about these questions. Think about adding this to kind of your list of IPAs, right? And you're not doing it, when I say IPAs, you're not doing this so you can produce income, right? You're doing this because it's just something, it's a good to-do list, right? So who will I add value to today? Okay. I thought about that today when I did my devotional. I was like, you know what? I was thinking about doing it as my Tuesday tip, talking about the devotional that I read today as my Tuesday tip. I was like, no, I'll do it as a story. I'll do it as one of my Instagram stories, because guess what? It's not just Plexus people that can benefit from what I just read in my devotional. Every person on the planet can benefit. So I was like, I'll do a quick story on this. Do I know if it will impact somebody? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But I know it was beneficial to me, so it's probably going to be beneficial to someone else, right? So who will you add value to every day? Okay. Hold on, let me see, make sure everybody's muted. Okay. What do I think they need from me? Okay. What do I think they need from me? That's the reason why on that goal sheet, if those of you who are working the business hardcore and you're filling out the goal sheet and you're giving it to your sponsor every month, excuse me. Let me make sure everybody's muted. Hold on. When you're giving that to your sponsor every month, at the bottom of that sheet, the second sheet, it always asks, what do you need from your sponsor? What can your sponsor do to support you? That's a legitimate question. Like, I may not be able to do what you're asking me to do, but I at least want to know what your expectation is, right? And so that's another way that you're figuring out what do I think that person needs from me? Okay. The next question is, what can I say that will encourage them? And what can I do that will help improve their life? And finally, what am I learning that I can share with them? Okay. Last question. What am I doing that would inspire them? And then after we are together, will they know that I added value to them? Okay. Number 3 is loving the people that you lead. Okay. Number 3 is loving the people that you lead. So number 1 was live what you say. Number 2 is lift people up by adding value to them. Number 3 is love the people you lead. And I love this part. It talks about, have any of you ever watched Charlie Brown? Okay. One of his favorite lines is, I love mankind. It's people I can't stand. And when you think about this, there's a lot of leaders that I'm sure are like this, okay? Inplexes, outplexes all over the world, right? That they love the crowd more than they love the person. There are some people that they like having the leader hat, they like having the attention, they like having the notoriety, they like having the title. So they love the crowd more than they love the person. And guys, guess what? That philosophy is not going to work for leaders, because leadership begins with one. Mass movements start with not a mass, they start with one person, okay? So leadership begins with one, not the masses. And so every individual you lead is constantly asking 3 questions about you. Does my leader like me? Can my leader help me? And can I trust my leader? Okay. So you got to be constantly building that with you, especially the people that you personally sponsor. Okay. You're never, I do want to put this out as a caveat as well. When you're leading team of thousands of people, everybody is not going to like you. There are some people that don't like me. That is okay. Right? That is okay. There's some people that I'm just not their cup of tea. That's okay. Right? But as long as the people that I've personally sponsored into my business, I need to make sure that I have things set right with them, right? That's the bottom line. But if you go into this crazy journey where you get to the top and you're thinking every single person on your team is going to like you, that ain't going to happen, boo. Okay. This is the law of averages. It's not going to happen. Okay. So at the end of the day, your number one goal is to make sure that you are in alignment and on the same accord with the people that you've at least personally sponsored. Okay. Oh gosh, Angela, stop. Okay. So 2 of the questions that I just said, does my leader like me? Can my leader help me? And can I trust my leader? 2 of those questions are relational, okay? 2 of those questions are relational because relationships are literally the foundation of leadership, period. Relationships are the foundation of leadership. Without good relationship, leaders are truly tempted to manipulate people. And that's why I tell you guys, your heart has to be in the right place to do a business like this, to do it well. Because if all you're trying to do is figure out what you can get from other people, it's just not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. Okay. So without those good relationships, people really do begin to get tempted to manipulate people. Okay. And manipulating people is motivating others for personal advantage. Okay. And you don't ever want to be in that position. Okay. So loving people will always cause you to motivate them, not manipulate them. Loving people well is always going to cause you to motivate them and not manipulate them. Okay. That's why you have to always, that's why that goal sheet is so important, because you ultimately have to know what are their goals. I may want you to do X, Y, and Z this month, but at the end of the day, I have to focus on what you want out of your business this month. And then it's an ebb and flow, right? Because I'm going to encourage you wherever you're at. Even if I think you're playing small, I'll probably tell you I think you're playing small, but at the end of the day, ultimately your goals are your goals, right? So it's a balance. All right. So the one thing that I love about network marketing as well is that network marketing organizations, they really excel in this area. Okay. We are like a family. Okay. The atmosphere of encouragement creates a warmth that keeps alive your hopes and dreams. Okay. That's what I love about this team. That's what I love about our company. Okay. The desire for your success and for you to be your best allows you to achieve things that you would have never thought was possible. And I think that's why people are attracted to the culture of our company and the culture of Plexus. The culture of the company and the culture of our team specifically. People stay most of the time because of the culture, because a lot of people are not getting this in their corporate jobs. A lot of people aren't getting this even if they work for a nonprofit, right? They're just not getting this. They work in social services, okay? So how does all this happen? How do you excel in this area where, you know, you're encouraging each other, you're motivating each other, you're lifting each other up, your desire for their success is genuine. You do this by combining love with leadership. Okay, you do this by combining love with leadership. Last one is number 4, looking for potential leaders to mentor. Okay, when you find potential leaders and then you mentor them, you're going to reproduce other leaders. Okay, that was my whole vision when I started Plexus. It was like I knew what I was capable of, but I wanted to make sure that I was able to mentor other people so that they could come alongside me and make the same impact that I was making in my small sphere of influence. I want them to go make that same imprint in their sphere of influence. That's how mass movements are created. They're not started with one person. I mean, they're not started with the mass, they're started with one person. So if in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I can have Ebony in North Carolina and Marquita in Atlanta, and I've got Angela over here in, you know, Timbuktu, McKinney. And then I've got Rhea in Houston, and I've got Faynetta in Houston, and I've got Summer over there in Denton. Yes, you were in Timbuktu now. When I think about all of the ripple effects of change that can happen, right, then that helps me to see, man, we can really make an impact. That's what motivates me, right? So the one thing that I'm going to end the call with is finding potential leaders. I want y'all to write this down, okay? How do you find potential leaders? Okay? You want to look for people who produce results. That's the reason why you honestly are, hey, Jordan, she's typing in the comments. That's the reason why you always want to prospect up, okay? What I mean by that is a lot of times when we think about this opportunity, and please trust me, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but this was because this was my mindset when I first started. In my mind, I would think of people that I wanted to join me that I felt like really needed this, meaning they were destitute or they, you know, just were on their last leg health-wise. And that doesn't mean that you don't want to help those people, because we want to help everybody. But when you're looking to mentor potential leaders, you are looking for a different type of person. Does that make sense? You're looking for someone, when I say prospect up, you're looking for people that are busier than you, that have a bigger resume than you, people that are, you know how to multitask. They know how to produce results outside of, you know, obviously their day job. They're super productive in their home life, their personal life. Those are the types of people you're looking for. You're also looking for people who like to help others. Okay. This is a huge one. Looking for people who like to help others. If you don't have it in you to help people, you just don't, you're like, I don't care about people. You're not going to be good at this. That's the bottom. You're just not. That's the reason why teachers do so well in this industry. They do very, very well, because teachers clearly are helpers. Like, you do not go get paid $40,000 a year to teach a bunch of kids and a bunch of parents that are ungrateful most of the time when you get paid $40,000 a year. You just don't, okay? 40, 50, whatever you get paid, depending on the part of your country, the part of the country that you live. So looking for people who help others, who like to help others. Also looking for people who are personally growing. That's the reason why, guys, it's so important to talk about the things that you're learning. Like, talk about this on Facebook. If you wrote down just 2 things, like, talk about that and want to make a post about that. Talk about how you just love being a part of this community because you love the personal growth. Talk about our Circle Maker book study every other week that we're doing it. Even the weeks that we're not doing, when you're reading in the in-between weeks, talk about those things, right? grab another book. So it's not just Circle Maker. That is what's going to begin attracting people to you that are in alignment with the same things that you value, right? You also want to look for people who attract people to themselves, okay? People that you're just like, oh my gosh, they just have a magnetic personality. They just love people. People love to be around them. They don't necessarily have to be a huge extrovert, because honestly, I'm not really an extrovert, okay? I'm truly an extrovert, an extroverted introvert. So I seem to be social, but I literally could live on a desert island by myself for a year and be totally fine. Okay. I love being by myself, like absolutely love it. So you want to look for people that, and they don't necessarily have to be these huge extroverts, huge blue personalities, if you know the color personalities. Okay. And you also want to look for people who want leadership responsibilities, people who are looking for a change. One of the biggest things that I think made me a good candidate for looking into a business like network marketing was that I was like disgusted. I was at a place of disgust with my own personal life. And the reason why I was disgusted, not because I had a decent job. Like I liked being an assistant principal. I liked making an impact, but I knew that that was not what I wanted to do for the next 20 years. And so I was a great candidate to look at an opportunity like this, even though I'm sure the person that sponsored me didn't think I was, because I actually worked for her. So she didn't know I was going to quit 7 months later when she introduced me to Plexus, but I did. So, I just think you've got to be looking for those type of people, the people that are wanting bigger leadership responsibilities. They know that they have it in them to do more. They just don't have the vehicle. They don't have a vehicle to do more. Okay. So when you mentor potential leaders, you want to make sure that you be the example of leadership. People do what people see. You also want to help them lead themselves first. You want to help those people to begin to lead themselves first. So when I start mentoring somebody, I just try to help the people that I'm mentoring get super disciplined with how they're leading themselves. Okay. Because if I can't handhold everybody, okay, I'm not going to, but I can't. There's just not enough bandwidth. I don't have enough time in the day to handhold everybody. So I've got to make sure that you are able to lead yourself first. And then also think about, this is how you mentor other leaders. Also help them to practice the 4 L's of leadership while you practice the 4 L's of leadership too. And be intentional about kind of talking to them about that. How are you adding value to others? How are you loving others well? How are you meeting people where they're at? That sort of thing. Okay. And so I'm going to end with this. This is it's a variation of something that Ben Franklin once said. He said, if we tell them, they will forget. If we show them, they will remember. If we involve them, they will change. Okay. So you never want to be that leader that just tells people what they're supposed to do. Okay. You want to show them. But more than anything, you want to involve them. Show them and involve them, okay? So when you think about this whole idea of leading others, guys, you want to consider living what you say, lifting people by adding value to them, loving the people you lead, and looking for potential leaders to mentor. And just as a recap from the last time when I talked about leading yourself, you want to make sure that you stop accepting your life and start leading your life. Right? You want to stop doing only what is expected and start doing more than is expected. And you want to stop doing important things someday. Start doing important things every single day. If you focus on doing those things to lead yourself, you're going to naturally start attracting more people that are like-minded. So I hope this was beneficial to you guys. It's 8:40, so I'm going to stop it right here. I have a couple other things I could say, but I'm not going to. So you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Robin.
Thanks,
Good night,
Robin.
everybody.
Robin.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Robin. Good
You want me
night.
to end it?
Good night.